Ooh, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're live. It's time to draft, time to win best ball tournament number 4. Starting on DK, and we're in the 2-hole. Let's just win a cool 2 milli right now. If you missed it, DraftKings did release the salaries for week 1 DFS. Wow. They're here. You can build a team right now. I did, of course, in the $5 milli maker. Why not? Got some training camp news-ish to touch on. Let's see. One is Kyle Williams been pulling a lot of buzz. Now, this needs to have a little asterisk next to it because the Patriots beat reporters. I've never seen any of them say anything negative. Last year, it was Jalen Polk is unstoppable because, draft Jalen Polk. We got a good one in Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk in the preseason. There's more. You can look for it. The year before, a couple years ago, is Tyquan Thornton. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I've read about Kyle Williams is he, beat Christian Gonzalez on a route. Okay, that's meaningful to me because that's actually, you're beating a star corner. Other times, it's like he's running with the second team. Man, never lucky. Let's get a running back in our... Let's do Gibbs. Got to mix it up at the 2-hole. We're drafting the DK Millie right now. Underdog and Drafters both have promos this weekend. Underdogs is draft 2 BBMs, get $10 back. You can do that 3 times. So you can draft 6 and get $30 back. Probably use all 6 through the weekend. And then Drafters is, I think, draft 5 teams, get 1 free. So yeah, I mean, just to close the Kyle Williams thing, I want to mix him in more on Drake May stacks. I just typically am not going wide receiver where he goes anyways. Josh McDaniels' offenses are notoriously complicated, so it can take a bit for a rookie to get involved. Demario Douglas is still there, Matt Collins, Kendrick Bourne. So, yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, it's hard for a player to punish you for fading them anyways, right? Let's say Kyle Williams has a good year and I don't draft him. Okay, that's fine. As long as he doesn't score 25 points week 17, who cares, right? A lot of players have good years. So, I don't know. I'll mix Kyle Williams in. Don't think we really have any meaningful info. And if he goes way up in price, I won't have too much FOMO. Well, we do know the Pats are just going to be overhyped in general. I mean, if you ask Pats Nation, yes, I guess he is. Some other news, question mark? This is the weirdest report I've ever seen from Jody Epstein of Yahoo. When Aaron Rodgers realized toilet in his and DK Metcalf suite flushed loudly, quarterback told wide receiver, at night, if we got to piss, just don't flush the toilet. 9:30 Wednesday night, DK texted, you asleep yet? Aaron wasn't. Bet. I'm about to flush the toilet. What are we doing? What are we doing, people? My God. This is freakish. I don't know what this is. What is this? This is a report? We need football to start. I don't want reports on Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf's bowel movements, okay? This is not the same thing as the breakfast narrative. I don't know what this is. My God. Dalton Kincaid, big day, 25-yard reception. People already decided he's dead. And then you guys can look this up on YouTube. Don't leave yet. It says Travis Hunter has posted multiple YouTube videos. He has a YouTube channel of him meeting up with Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. To practice before training camp. I'm sure the folks who say he won't play wide receiver much are right, though. Shockingly, Dyami Brown wasn't present for these. It was pretty much just Brian Thomas, Hunter, and Trevor. One day, ETN was there. But yeah, seems like a good news for a guy to play wideout if he's meeting up with the quarterback before training camp even starts. And we can't get a selfie of Najee. Overcat Fantasy, thank you for becoming a YouTube member, sir. Become a member like Overcat. And they say journalism is dead. I mean, that is some freak report stuff. That's the weirdest report I've ever seen. I refuse to read the article. I don't want any more info after that. The headline tells a story. How did rugby go yesterday? Oh man, we are out of shape. Yeah, let's get a little elite tight end on our menu here. Gibbs and McBride, a rarer pairing, simply because McBride is paired with the Bengals players. And yeah, might as well go T. So, okay, McBride not as rare anymore, but this trio of players a little bit rare. I'm out of shape. I would say I need another month or so for me to get my cardio back. My shoulder did drop out of its socket for a second on a stiff arm. That's not great. I thought it was like really hurt, but I don't know. I just kind of waited a bit and it popped back in. I had a shoulder injury in college playing rugby. I'm going to be 33, so it is I was very sore today, but I had a ton of fun. So, I plan to go back out practice next Wednesday. I'm playing a chess tournament this weekend. Multi-day chess tournament, so yeah, we're multifaceted over here. Yeah, I never really understood this. I need to get mine is the surface of the sun because our plan is the sun run. They're ending their 7 season, so it's 7s, but 15 is mainly what they do. League is not a thing in the U.S. Wow, we see Hampton go in the 3rd. Got a lot of Hampton teams in the 5th. I mean, rugby's pretty big in Florida. Ish. Obviously, football, soccer are more popular, but no, it's fun. It was a good group of dudes. Nick, I gotta produce a highlight first. And again, I wouldn't say it's great that my shoulder dropped out of the socket on a stiff arm. So I am worried about that, but whatever. Yeah, I know. Rugby really does destroy your shoulders. I wasn't as slow as I thought I'd be, but I'm certainly not fast. Eric Edu. Spieth James. Sasquatch Crush. Has not me. I've only drafted one main event, and my team name is first. I think is playing for first. Pickleball's fun too, Jerry. Hey, who's riding the over on the HOF game with Eric here? Wow, Jack Hell Rich, man. Buying a boat? We see Rice go over Worthy in this draft. Chad Johnson said that Rashee Rice is going to go for 1,500 yards this year based on his Instagram post. And if you look at Rice's Instagram post, he's eating McDonald's. So, oh man, that would have been nice to get Cook. Let's see. Let's do a Gibbs JMO pairing. You know, there are some outs to Monra being hurt, whatever. Simply running back, wide receiver, pairing to like. This guy's not playing around. Gets his Joe Burrow. DJ Moore is not a guy we have a lot of. I think we're going to take him here. Why not? I wouldn't say reports from Bears camp have been awesome, but his ADP is 42. Might as well get a share here and there. Oh. Tet is a 3-4 player on Underdog. He's a 5th round pick on DK. Classic. I mean, the truth is a lot of NFL players eat McDonald's, etc. Candy. Now, if you want to have a long career, you're probably better off taking care of yourself. Big deal, Eddie. Big deal. What's he going to do about it? There's one T-Mac. He played basketball. Yeah, Marshawn was ripping shots of Henny and drinking Skittles. Ugh. Man, my ankles, I would say, is like the worst part. My ankles are just not as flexible as they once were. We'll get it back, folks. So, fun team here. Anchor RB, anchor tight end, 3 wideouts. What's not to like? I mean, Eddie, this is reflected in my ranks, but Russ is not draftable to me. I draft Dart. Is it possible I'm wrong and Russ plays the whole year? Of course. But what do you guys think will happen after the Giants start with a loss to the Commanders, a loss to the Cowboys, a loss to the Chiefs, a loss to the Chargers? Maybe we see Dart week 5, a loss to the Eagles, a loss to the Broncos, a loss to the Eagles, a loss to the 49ers, a loss to the Bears, a loss to the Packers, a loss to the Lions, a loss to the Patriots. You know, we're just going to keep rolling Russ out there to eat losses. I mean, I think you're seeing Malik Neighbors hype. And Russ can still throw the deep ball. So, like, really, I'm never really planning to draft either quarterback too much. But when I need to, I draft Dart. And, you know, Russ is a more acceptable pick on like drafters or the eliminator. I mean, this is kind of just what teams usually do, though, Nick. They let the veteran face the hard guys, and then they look for a soft spot, and they get their rookie in there. Yeah, I mean, in general, you're just not benefiting from gambling on Giants quarterback, any quarterback. You're not benefiting gambling on almost any quarterback. Yeah, I mean, obviously Addison giving us the Week 17 correlation with J-Mo and Gibbs. I mean, I would draft Giants wide receivers, and I just wouldn't feel it's necessary to stack them. But Dart's my pick if I have to. I think gambling on like Anthony Richardson's a different equation, you know? Let's do Aaron Jones here, just because we know Swift. I like. Maybe I like Swift just a tad more. Let's do Swift. Aaron Jones gives us the Week 17, but Swift gives us correlation with DJ Moore. We know DraftKings loves its running backs. I like Olave and Shaheed a lot. What if the quarterback's good, you know? So we got our 2 starting running backs filled. We got our 3 wide receiver spots and flex filled. We got tight end, obviously Addison, probably getting suspended 2 to 3 games. Yeah, but this is a little bit overblown, Bruce, the Giants playing from behind, right? Like, in general, teams just don't want to have to throw the ball 60 times a game. Like, if they are losing every game, they're probably going to try to suck the air out of the ball for the first half of the game, you know. And if they just are not in a position to win it all, they're gonna run the ball sometimes, right? Like if a team is down 20 in the fourth, they often are not even trying to win. They're just trying to like improve the offense to have something to build upon. There is no timeline on any of this stuff, Todd. The NFL moves at its own pace. I would think Rice and Addison we will hear before the season, but I don't know. Judkins, we have no idea. No idea at all. But it does seem logical that Rice, in particular, like was probably told, "Hey, take this plea so that we can get this." And then the NFL told the Chiefs, like, "Yeah, if you do that, we'll give you the suspension now." Judkins, yeah, is definitely the scariest, but he's also getting like very cheap. So I'm gonna close my eyes and do it in the 140s, you know, in the 130s. You know, and just remember how this stuff goes, guys. If you've been doing this long enough, you know we could get news Judkins misses no games or he's going to get suspended next year. And he'll go, you know, and you'll be like, why didn't I get Judkins at the 130s? Why Gibbs over Bijan? Do you like Bijan more in full PPR? Well, I just took Gibbs. I mean, first off, it's never I always do this at this pick, right? I do prefer Gibbs to Bijan because he has a higher weekly ceiling to me. He's more explosive. He catches passes. He has an ability to run an 80-yard touchdown more than Bijan. Bijan's going to get there more on like yardage and scoring 2 to 3 goal line touchdowns. But yeah, I do prefer Gibbs straight up to Bijan. Sir, do not put Najee in the Judkins Rice IU camp. Najee has never been scary and is never scary. Not since his rookie year, really. His rookie year, he was okay because Ben Roethlisberger was dumping off like 50 balls a game to him. But he's not explosive. Come on. Let's do Warren and get a solid third running back, and then we'll plan to take Goff. Should be able to get guys I like Ayuk and Shaheed in a full next round. This guy goes naked Baker. So we got a wild card in our inside here. Get Goff, get a quarterback. Definitely could have gone Kyler over Goff, but decided to go Goff with us having Gibbs and J-Mo. We got Jahmyr Gibbs and Trey McBride and T. Higgins and Jameson Williams and DJ Moore, Jordan Addison. Yeah! Another reason I could have gone Kyler over Goff is Goff will randomly fall. He'll randomly fall. Like all the time in BBM, you'll just randomly see him available at pick 140. Lad. You got to look up Howard Dean, if you don't know. It's not a Hulk Hogan tribute, sir. We don't stand Hulk Hogan on this channel. Well, the risky thing about Goff is he's a pocket passer, right? So Kyler's going to give us more in the legs. But, Goff, Baker, Dak, mostly, Purdy, almost all these guys who don't win with their legs. It's simply going to be who throws for the most touchdowns, right? And in a year where Goff throws for 20 touchdowns, he's a bust. Let's get it. Be sure to like the stream, folks. Be sure to subscribe. Adam Thielen all the time randomly goes like 110 on DK. BeatBestBall.com. Ranks and articles. Got 2 articles on the site this week. Updated all the ranks. Let's check out where some guys went in this draft. Godwin went 67. I do think he'll be available in the 7th or later more often here. Rice went 41. Ayuk has yet to been drafted. Judkins has yet to been drafted. Well, rumor is Jalen Reagor might get cut. And their 5th round pick, who I don't even remember his name, it's like Carroll. They call him like KHS. Was he there? I think it's Smith. Yeah, this guy. Keandre Lambert Smith, 5th round pick, is making some buzz. That was in my article. It's just not an enjoyable contest to me, Orangutan weekly winners. You just can't win that much money, and you have to finish absolutely first out of the whole field for a week to win money. So yeah, it's not my favorite thing. Okay, I think just because the guy inside of us is a wild card, we're gonna do Caleb first. I don't have a ton of Caleb. So getting him with Swift and Moore feels good. Was hoping to get Ayuk. I just kind of thought this guy wouldn't do it. But anytime I see a guy just rip naked Baker, you know, all things are out. Pick 120. I think we're gonna do Loveland. If Loveland wasn't a stack, we'd be doing Judkins, but yeah, I like Loveland a lot. McBride and Loveland, I'm just gonna stop at 2 tight ends probably. Would have been felt good to get Caleb and Ayuk for some week 17, but maybe we'll try to get like Isaac Garendo. We do need some wide receivers because Addison again most likely getting suspended, but we're just giving no credit to the DK market and assuming we're going to get wide receivers we like. It was $250K when I won it. Maybe I'll do a weekly winner stream just because a lot of people seem to like it. I mean, it's really fun now, Seth. You just have to understand that, like, something that is good about weekly winners is you have a sweat all 17 weeks. In the eliminator, most likely come October, November, you got no more teams. If you do, though, electric. So, like, I can accept that. But other people are going to be like, man, I really like the eliminator, but now all my teams are gone, so I don't like it. It's going to be results oriented. I mean, there's a chance. Tillman was quite good. I wouldn't say it's quite likely, but I like Tillman a lot. Bateman pick 130. Having Goff and Caleb allows me to really not panic on QB3. Really, like, we're pretty balanced right now. Like, we don't need another tight end. We don't feel panicked at running back. Wide receiver, I would say we need the most, and we feel pretty good there. So probably just going to rip 2 wideouts here. Ideally, we get Burden to wrap around to us. I mean, I wouldn't. You don't lose 750. Like, that's not how you can look at it. Just because a team's eliminated doesn't mean you lost, right? But I mean, sure, I guess you could look at it that way. Yeah, I'm just not really been doing ETN much. I did raise him in my ranks eventually, but pretty comfortable if he buries me. Isaac Garendo goes, so there goes any 49ers correlation, really. Looks like we are going to get Burden. Just feel like this guy's going to take a tight end. The guy who takes Adam Thielen takes Zach Ertz. Like, that's you know that it's coming, right? This guy likes his olds. Let me guess. He went Derrick Henry? I didn't even need to look. I just knew that. Okay, do we pay the ADP? Do we play the ADP here? Because I want Kirk and Burden. Let's do it. Let's play it. We're risking it. Even if we don't get Burden, we already have several Bears. Take a running back, dude. You know you like your running backs. He already has Ayuk. He doesn't want Burden. Oh, fucking hell, man. All right, fine. Well, I mean, Cedric Tillman is a pretty good consolation prize. Trey Benson would make sense for the Bengals-Cardinals thing we got going, but yeah. I do think Kirk was the more responsible pick. He had a higher ADP. There's no guarantee this guy even knew what was going on. Maybe he's watching my stream. I don't even know. But we already have DJ Moore. We already have Swift. We already have Loveland. So it's not like we need the whole Bears roster, you know? He did pull his hamstring, but could do that. You're right. You know, Woods, if the injured players aren't for you, that's totally fine, right? I would say last year, the players who were hurt and dipped in price, there was a mixed bag. One was DeAndre Hopkins. Didn't work out. Another one was TJ Hawkinson. I think that one kind of worked out, right? Like I wasn't doing that. Another one was Nick Chubb. Didn't work out. Another one was J.K. Dobbins. That one worked out. Another one was Josh Downs. That one worked out great. Another one was one more I wanted to talk about. Oh, well, don't remember. Ricky Pearsall. I mean, literally, you needed Ricky Pearsall to win last year. He didn't cash in until the end, but he did cash in. A reminder of the game we're playing. The money is not won in week 1. So maybe I need to get my Kyle Williams exposure on DraftKings these next couple weeks. Part of the reason I wanted to do a DK Millie is number one, I've done many. Number two, I wanted to buy the overreaction dips of QDAGs. Oh, another one was Jordan Addison. I forget what he had going on, but he was dropping in price because of an injury or suspension or something, but he worked out great too. But you got to do what you are comfortable with. Okay. So nothing I really need to do. Probably take a running back and a wide receiver each here. Definitely going to take Jaden Blue if he's there. It's a great team to take Jaden Blue on. Don't need the early season production. You know, we got Gibbs, Warren, Swift holding down the early season. Just need Blue to start mixing in eventually there. And then probably going to go another wide receiver here, either Dobbs or Josh Palmer. Maybe we'll go Josh Palmer. DeMar Douglas makes sense too. I do have less Dobbs than Palmer. All right, fine. We'll do Dobbs this time. We'll balance it out a little bit. Probably 1 Royals, 2 Tesla, 3 IMMOR. I don't know. I never made week 17 finals in the DK Millie. I did win the DK 555 and the DK 2K the same year. I advanced 55 teams one year, which is crazy. A 37% advance rate. I mean, the thing is, like, people don't really understand DK. They think, oh, because so many people draft bad, I love it. Like, I get to build better teams here. Yeah, but folks, when you make the playoffs, you're going to have to beat all these super teams. Like, you cannot control for the fact that someone might have a team with Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb. Like, that's egregious. $50,000. I mean, the thing about Tesla, I mean, Royals is getting a lot of positive reviews right now. So is Brashard Smith for the Chiefs. The thing about Tesla is Pat Bryant's still there. Oh no, not Pat Bryant. What am I trying to say? The guy who tore his ACL like 5 years. Tim Patrick is what I meant. He's still there, and he's probably the wide receiver 3 to start the year. And then you also have Khalif Raymond, yeah. The other thing about the DK Millie is when you make the finals, it's also not as exciting because you got to beat 1,000 teams. It's a feature, not a bug. But yeah, I mean, like, Best Ball Mania is 500 teams. I think that's reasonable. Let's double up. Let's do Roshan and Swift. I've not been getting as much Roshan recently. Like, I started the year super high on Roshan and Jalen Wright, mainly because they were last round picks, and then for whatever reason, I don't have as much recently. So yeah, the quarterback's over. Hey, Michael Wilson. Let's do Michael Wilson. Give us some more Cardinals, Bengals core. The team so far: Gibbs, McBride, Higgins, JMO, Moore, Addison, Swift, Warren, Goff, Caleb, Loveland, Kirk, Tillman, Jaden Blue, Dobbs, Roshan, Michael Wilson. 3 more picks. We might as well take a third tight end. I don't think we'll take a third quarterback. Could take maybe we go like tight end, running back, wide out. Could also stop at running back too. We talked about that to begin. It was good. I like Rico Dowdle. Yeah, right. Like this is insane that this is even happening. And we know for a fact you don't have to compete with those teams on underdog. They just simply don't exist. But like, yeah, that sounds like a collusion team to me. So that would be annoying to like have a team and get knocked out by a Jefferson Nico team. Definitely play more best ball. I'll throw some teams in the Millie Maker, try a sun run here or there. I don't think folks should be doing this, and it shouldn't be surprising that the guy that took Adam Thielen and Zach Ertz in the 10-11 is still taking Darren Waller. I have had some DraftKings drafts canceled. This isn't a good thing, JJ. Mooney did get hurt. We didn't really hear any follow up on it. We don't. It happened at the end of practice, so let's see. That was yesterday. We don't have any more info, so maybe they're not practicing today. I don't know. He's probably fine, but you never know. Oh. Well, look, man, if they're not practicing, they're not practicing. Here we're seeing some early buzz on Royals and Smith. Now, the Chiefs they play rookies in training camp more than some other teams. I don't know. I think there's a lot of good landing spots for Fant. Cincinnati would be intriguing. Davis tried to. He's visiting the Saints, and Davis is like, "It's over," and tag me. Noah Fant in the Taysom Hill role. Imagine. Wasn't my intention. I just, So this guy's probably done at tight end. So if we do want another tight end, which we do, I think we'll take him with the next pick. Yeah, wide receiver is pretty dry. Let's do Andre Yosivas. Add more to this Bengals Cardinals game. And let's do Theo Johnson this time. Should really be mixing up your late round tight end bets. Theo's a solid bet for points, though, I mean, only because yeah, it's possible, but it would probably be because Dawson Knox is injured. But no, I don't. Doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. The Patriots make some sense if they just want some juice. I mean, Fant's gonna be cheap, so the Eagles, they always take in talented guys. The Commanders, if they're not really liking Sanat. Again, the Chiefs for a Travis Kelce contingent plan. The Lions as a tight end 2 makes sense. The Vikings as a tight end 2. 49ers, tight end 2. Titans, me. Jets, somewhat. Texans, somewhat. Well, maybe it's more of an indictment on Taysom Hill. I don't think the Chargers make sense. They have Conklin. They have Gadsden, who they seem hype on. They have Will Dissly. It's just crowded room, I mean, Juwan is fine, but again, right? Like, you should be mixing up your late round tight end bets. If you're going Juwan every time because he's paid a lot of money, could easily be it. The question is, who falls in the end zone? This guy went 4 QB. Lawrence, Bryce Young, Dart, and Jones. I do not play Dynasty. Really no money in that format. That's a love for the game type of format. Foster Moreau does still exist. All right, what are we going to do for our last player here? Let's figure that out. Goff, Gibbs, Swift, Higgins, J-Mo, Moore, McBride, Addison, Warren, Caleb Loveland, Kirk Tillman, Blue, Dobbs, Roshan, Michael Wilson, Andre Yoshua, Theo. Probably should be a running back, like could be a wideout just because Addison's going to miss some time, but is our wide receiver room of Higgins, J-Mo, DJ Moore, Kirk, Tillman, Dobbs, Michael Wilson, Andre Yoshivas for the first couple of weeks. That should be good enough. If we wanted to get frisky, we could go like Jalen Milrow. Could also go tight end, could also go wide receiver. There's really no wrong or right answers here. Let's do Jordan James for the break glass in case of emergency week 17 correlation. Draft pick, running back, possible he's ahead of Garendo, So, Gibbs, McBride, Higgins, J-Mo, Moore, Addison, Swift, Warren, Goff, Caleb, Loveland, Kirk, Tillman, Blue, Dobbs, Roshan, Michael Wilson, Yoshivas, Theo, Jordan, James. I'm going to be very clear, Caleb. I am very, very rarely concerned ever, if ever, drafting a best ball team. So no, I'm not concerned about having 3 to 2 players stacked up with my quarterbacks. All right, we're in BBM. Let's win $2 million here too. I like them both. 18 rounds is nice because arguably it's more skilled and rewards sharper drafting, where most people just draft off ADP, so they're just not going to take guys that go in 20 rounds. 20 rounds is nice because you feel comfy adding 2 more guys. Pick 11, strong spot to be drafting from. GL to you. Sometimes guys get targets because they're trying to see should they cut this guy or not. But yeah, Hunter Renfrow could turn it around. Who knows? He made my article. I mean, it's unquestionable that the back half is the best spot. Now, obviously, you simply might need Chase, Jefferson, Lamb, Barkley, Gibbs, Bijan to win. And if that's the case, okay, then the top half is the best half. I don't even know what this is. Is there a best ball contest like that on Underdog, or is it DK? Okay. Is a $2, 1 out of 12, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 4, 47-person final where you got to finish first. I mean, ridiculous contest, but it is fun. Honestly, we might just auto this one. Let's auto this and see how it turns out, folks. What do you say? If you want to compete against me, we're going to fully auto that one. We'll see how it turns out. Should be done by the time we're done with this. We'll go in and click the plane in that one. Okay. Sure. Some Malik Neighbors. Pretty light on him, so happy to get a pick of him. How am I throwing it away? I have $0 in site credits. This is all money I won. Was hoping to get Brian Thomas. Yeah, let's do GT. The GT Neighbors, week 17 correlation. Why not? I mean, do people not think you can win with an auto team? Incorrect. I wouldn't do it in a serious contest. I mean, like, are we being serious, folks? It's a $2 winner takes all. We did see that. Wouldn't say it's super meaningful. In general, folks, you got to chill out a little bit with the training camp reactions. Day one of training camp, most teams don't even have pads on. They're not even tackling yet. We'll check in on our auto drafted team in like the 7th round here and see if we need a star player. You did a slow draft in this $2 one. My God, dude, that's a special sort of sickness. You're going to slow draft that one for a week plus. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. No, Rusty, I'm not worried. What if I win, folks? What if I win the Golden? This could be me sooner than later, but yeah. Yeah, wouldn't say this is a good sign he's at practice, but now David Njoku did burn his face off, and he was fine for fantasy. So who knows, folks? Who knows? This guy started the same way the DK guy started. Chase Brown Jacobs. Pretty reasonable start. Honestly, if you match up with me in the wild at like late at night, you may think I'm autoing because usually when I fast draft on my phone, I make my picks instantly. Unless I'm like multitasking. Just if people do oddball openings, big boy, you just got to control the center. Here, we can look at it together. A little chess lesson in the mix here. Okay. Yeah, why not? Lamar. Seems like his ADP's been climbing. Already got some week 17 correlation. Let's do Big Mike to go with it. Okay. Whether you want it or not, you're getting a little lesson right here, folks. I'm playing a chess game tonight. What do you play with black after white plays b4? So b4, I think this is the orangutan opening. Or no, this is the Polish. So yeah, just grabbing the center with e5 or d5 seems like the main move. Bishop b2. And then you're supposed to take this pawn. They take here. And then don't let them get here. You play knight f6. Seems like c4 is the main move. We castle. Knight f3. D5 is what the engine says. I think developing and attacking the bishop is reasonable. And here you play and open up the center. So B4, E5, bishop B2, take on B4, take here. Knight F6, don't let them take on G7. C4, castles, boom, something like this. Play some chess from here. Oh, we already covered that, Steve. Well, I've taught 4-year-olds because I was a K to 4 teacher. So yeah, I mean, I taught classes of kindergartners, 35 kindergartners. Honestly, if I trained boxing, I think I'd be pretty decent at it. Got some quick hands, got long reach. Yeah, I'm around 2,000 over the board. I'm over 2K online. Yeah, just focus on the fundamentals. Develop your pieces, control the center, castle your king. What did you miss on Aaron Rodgers? We're not going back and reading that. You got to rewind or look at my Twitter to see me retweet it. It's a fun star, and you can't always get it, Neighbors GT, right? Because Neighbors goes at like 8, 9, 7 a lot, and GT goes high too sometimes. Basically, yeah, flushgate. Don't bring your queen out early, Andrew. Knight on the rim is dim. Very true. Do you play chess for money? If I win the tournament this weekend, I would win $2,000. I'm not going to win the tournament because I'm playing in the top section. Yeah, seems like a good time to get an old man on the roster. Correlate your olds, Kamara and Evans. If I played in the section below, which I can play in the under 2100 section or the open section. I usually almost always play in the open section because I'm trying to get better, not win money playing chess. But if I played in the under 2100 section, I would have a really good chance of winning that section and winning like $1,600. But I'd need to win all my games pretty much. All right, we're through 6 rounds. Let's take a peek at the mini golden. We have a Bucky, Jamar Chase, Trey McBride team. Seems awesome, honestly. Oh, we got Chase at 2? Wow. Should we star Joe Burrow? We're going to do it. We're going to star Joe Burrow. Why not? Are these 9-person drafts? What's going on? What the hell? Why are these 9-person drafts? Is that for real? I don't know what's going on. That's very unique. It says 1 out of 12. Am I blind? Someone's saying I'm glitched. Oh wait, we starred Joe Burrow and someone took him. Okay, yeah, we were just glitched. I mean, what guys? Best rankings in the biz. Beat bestball.com. Chase, Bucky, McBride, Cook, JMO. We're gonna win this. This is a team I would draft happily. So Chessmaster is It's a vocab word, right? Like it's something you earn. I am not a chess master. My rating is like around 2,000. You have to be 2,200 to be a master. I did one on stream, but I won't be doing many. I'm going to come second in the mini golden. Hate my life. Hey, man, we all have goals. So it's a weird goal, but I support you. It's not like a move thing, Todd. Well, like USCF Masters, probably like the lowest, and then FIDE, CM, FIDE Master, FIDE IM, FIDE GM. We all have goals. An ELO rating and underdog, that would be fun, man. Rather than a badge, it's just like 3,500 above my name. Let's go Egbuka. Get the double bucks. Bucks up. We're in the Tampa area, so yeah, might as well go Pollard here too. Think we might be able to get Ayuk and Co later. Pollard gives us week 17 correlation for Alvin and Pollard. Pretty nice start. Elite quarterback, 3 running backs to feel good about, 4 wide receivers to feel good about. And, you know, you hope when you have Egbuka and Mike, you might be able to get Baker at pick 107. Yeah, we're not even on the clock. Let's see. Let's have the sweat in real time, folks. Who we picking? Who we picking? I don't know. This guy took Caleb Johnson at pick 49. Jordan Addison. Wow, week 17 correlation with JMO. He also took Igbuka. We got Godwin. My Godwin rank is my only thing I need to fix, but honestly, I'm going to lower him to the mid 7th, so it's basically where I got him. I mean, team feels good. My ranks are, I think, like, I don't want to say what my rank, my limits are, in case anyone's in that draft with me. I work hard on my ranks, man. Is taking Addison, Godwin, and Ayuk on the same team crazy? Elite ceiling if you can make it through? Yeah, I mean, probably don't want to be leaning into a bunch of risk on every single team, but, you know, on an occasion, I think it's fine. I mean, it's a $2 contest, first winner takes all. Like, it's a ridiculous contest. Yeah, I mean, in general, Michael, if you draft the league winners at running back and wide receiver, you're going to advance your team. So you can have weak quarterback rooms and easily advance. Let's see. Baker went naked. I don't know. He was stacked with Bucky. Pretty random Kyler fall. Let's get Bateman on the team. Get the stack with Lamar. Who's our other quarterback going to be? I like barely take Evan Ingram, so I think this is a fine time to take Evan Ingram. I just don't take him because I don't really view him that differently than most of these tight ends who are cheaper, but doesn't mean that he can't be the guy you have to win. So you should mix him in. I could see B Rob scoring like 15 touchdowns. The Dobbins thing is a complicated discussion. In general, game theory wise, my thought is I'm not going to be taking Dobbins as much, even though I value him at this price, because I already have a bunch of teams with him in the 200s, and so does the field. At the same time, something we generally seem to know is that the risers don't rise enough because of price anchoring. And, it's not insane to think that in a 1 week sample, so week 17, if Dobbins is the guy you have to have, that you could have a a 17th round pick, a 16th round pick, an 18th round pick that simply outscores my 10th round pick. So I'm not going to be hammering him at his new price, but I'll mix him in occasionally. Bulldog 2 dropped. I didn't really love the Bulldog 1, but let's see. Looks like they're dropping a lot recently. Yeah, they used to do these, but it was like 75K to first. I just don't love the only 20K to first on a $75 contest. Obviously, it's a smaller contest, easier to win, but that's my preference. So I don't know. Might draft them, might not. Let's check in on the auto drafted squad. Did we get a quarterback? No, not yet. We added Cooper Kupp and Jalen Warren. Probably going to end up with some unstacked quarterbacks, and that is fine. We might need to star some quarterbacks. Really depends how freakish the room is acting, Wow, we're already back on the clock here. This one is flying. So this is what I'm talking about with Goff. He will randomly fall. Sure. We'll do these guys have been good in the past. Njoku and Ingram team. I mean, I don't feel weak anywhere. Let's do Hollywood. I just always take two in here. So I think Hollywood for the week 17 correlation with Evan Ingram makes sense. Goff, I mean, not easy to backstack. I don't hate Hollywood as much as other people. I mean, just play the games you want to play, right? Number one, you do not need to play every contest. I certainly do not, right? Like that Bulldog, I'll probably skip. I only got in one of the $100 and one Dalmatians. Ask yourself what your goal is. Some people want to draft 1 million puppies. They want to just draft a lot of teams. Some people want a shot at winning $2 million. That's where I would lean. But, do what fits you. Yeah, and they released another German Shepherd. See, I'm not drafting any of those. I mix Tesla in. Let's see. Did we get a quarterback on that team? We did. What a win for us. Goff, JMO, Addison. My God. Are we drafting the winner, folks? Purely auto-drafted? Goff, Bucky, Cook, Warren, Tootin, Chase, JMO, Addison, Cup, Godwin, Trey McBride. I mean, this is a legit team I would build. And with us having Goff, we don't even need to, if we don't get another good quarterback, who cares? We at least have one. I will not. I've given out millions of dollars of EV for free. So no. Y'all won't get $1 if I win BBM with a stream team. Pretty much every single person who has won Best Ball Mania since I've won it has been connected to me. And plenty of other contests. BeatBestBall.com, best ranks in the biz. No, the Pitbull, I think it was a 20 entry max, 100K, something like that. Like, I liked that one. I like Ramondre quite a bit. So a second quarterback is something we need to figure out. Okay, that guy's going to take Penix. So we'll take Tillman. And I think we're going to take Geno here. We could also go Cam Ward. Both are fine. I will do Cam Ward. We'll do the rookie. Why not? Both Geno and Cam Ward correlated for us because Geno, we had Gene T, Neighbors, and then backstack options. Cam Ward, we have Pollard, Kamara, and backstack options. I just take Geno more than Ward, so that's why we broke the tie towards Ward. And when you take Lamar, QB2, not too important. I mean, Ward has more unheralded upside, right? Jarrett, sir, thanks for becoming a YouTube member. Well, that's the thing about Ward is like take your pick. There's 5 trillion wide receiver. Like we're only drafting one wide receiver on the Titans. So regularly that is. We got our second quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, stacked with Tootin. Wow, folks. And we got Kincaid. They're just giving us the values. We're just scooping it up. I mean, now the team's not weak anywhere. Okay, we are eating a 0 week 8 at quarterback. Big deal. This is a first or last team. First or last tournament, that is. Right? So if I wanted to, my presets are 2-6-8-2, by the way. So we're going to be done at quarterback and tight end unless I turn off autopilot and draft someone. But I don't feel like doing it. We're gonna let the bit run. I can feel it in my loins, Christian. All right, on our BBM team, we do need gonna go 2 more running backs for sure. Having 2 olds with Kamara and Pollard. Probably done at tight end. Probably done at quarterback. So 2 running backs. I mean, we might add a tight end just like if Chig is there for Ward stacks. But yeah, 2 running backs. I mean, 2 wide receivers feels a little overkill with our group, but anyways, let's get a running back. Let's go let's pay to ADP and get Braylon on the squad. Some buzz on him. This, like, if we had gone Geno, we would probably have taken Thornton there. And then, yeah, we'll take Rico. I still like Rico. People have been worried about Trevor Etienne. 4th-round pick. But I don't know. I mean, Rico was just flat out good last year. I mean, if you want a guy who for sure is going to be playing to start the year, take Lockett. Chig is my favorite. And then, yeah, it's definitely a situation we need to monitor. Yeah, I mean, I like Chuba a lot, but there's a lot of ways it could go. No, we're not in my. So I released 2 articles this week on like low drafted players you should mix in. Van Jefferson might start the year, but he did not make the cut. I do not recommend you draft Van Jefferson. What are we drafting for, man? I mean, I guess if this, like, could he have a De'Ami Brown season? I guess, but no, I can't do it. It is crazy he had 806 one year. Dude, you guys say you got to back up the van. Come on, Tolan. It's like $4.99 a month. You know what's a fun fact, Damien? Actually, I'll tell you after this stream. Chig goes way higher on DK. There is, they did draft Gunnar Helm, so you got that risk. This guy has a 2.653 with the start of Bucky and Saquon. Are we surprised the guy who went Baker with only Bucky is building a 2.653? No, we are not. Najee, Judkins, Eckler. Some guys just have a type, Allen Hurns. Do I mix Restrepo in? I do not. Undrafted free agent. Chig goes. Probably because we were talking about him. So with that, we're not taking a tight end for sure. We might just take 2. Like, we could go a running back, but I think we'll just take 2 wide receivers. Even though it feels a little overkill for this team, like we could take a 3rd tight end, right? We could take a running back too. Yeah, like maybe we'll take Justice if he's there. Maybe we'll take Keaton just to get some Lamar stuff. Might as well. Let's do Justice. Not someone I take a ton. Should catch passes from Lamar. So he's a stack partner. We don't have any Packers, so we also could go like Dontavian Wicks right now to get some week 17 there. But I think we're going to go. Is Lockett gone? No, Lockett's there. We're gonna take this guy, though. Chimere Dyke. Fun fact. Elikai Minor wasn't even the first wide receiver that the Titans drafted this year. Chimere Dyke was. I bet most of you didn't know that. Elikai Minor had a lot of pre-draft buzz, so that's why he gets drafted more. And maybe he's better than Chimere Dyke, but we're siding with the draft capital this time. I think Lockett is like the safer click of like, yeah, this guy could have an Adam Thielen year, whatever. I don't want to hear it, man. If you're good enough, you go high in the draft. How is it pronounced? DK? Okay, well that's his fault. How was I supposed to know that? Chimere DK. Awesome name. Let's see how this bad boy polished off. Goff, Trevor, Bucky, Cook, Warren, Tootin, and Bigsby. I love doing that just naturally. Tootin, Biggs. Chase, Jamo, Addison, Godwin, Cup, McMillan, Noel, Keenan, McBride, Kincaid. It's going to polish off with a wide receiver. Squad feels good. We're eating a 0 week 8, but who cares? This team absolutely could win. It's got week 17 correlation. Let's cheat and add Adonai Mitchell in the queue. Oh, he's gone. Never mind. All right, we'll let what be it will be. Yeah, I mean, honestly. I'm gonna have my article out on the playoff spots I like most, and in that article, I call the winning team. But we'll go with James Cook, just because he's going to be so high represented in the finals. I mean, I full autoed this team, meaning I'm using no time at all, and this thing is finishing slow. Come on, folks, click your players. We want to see the Jalen Tolbert roll off in real time. Do we have any Saints? No. Giants? No. Oh, yeah, it's 2682. Marshawn Lloyd, what an awesome addition. Uh-oh. I don't know what that was. Come on, Steve, dude. The salaries just dropped. No, I don't have week 1 DFS takes. In general, the rookies are too cheap. This was team 76. I'm struggling right now. 7-6 streamed 725. Lamar and Cam Ward, Gene Kamara, Pollard, Braylon Allen, Rico Dowdle, Justice Hill, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Juwan Jennings, Amika Ibuka, Bateman, Hollywood, Tillman, DK, Evan Ingram, David Njoku. It's a little light on week 17 correlation. We don't have a Packer. We don't have a Dolphin. We do have Neighbors, Gene T. We do have Kamara, Pollard, Ward, DK, who is like 0% drafted, folks. Part of the allure, right? He made my article, by the way. That's why you should subscribe to beatbestball.com. We try to give you actionable info. Could he be a 0? Of course he could be a 0. Hollywood and Evan Ingram. So yeah, we like the squad. Our $2 shipper. Auto done stream. We built a 2-6-8-2. Goff and Trevor, Bucky, Cook, Warren, Tootin, Bigsby, Lloyd, Chase, Jamo, Addison, Godwin, Cup, McMillan, Noel, and Keenan. So really needs Keenan to play because Godwin and Addison, probably going to start slow. Cup is a nice piece to have with these two guys. Noel is going to start slow too. So it's a little thin at wideout, right? Like if I was actually drafting this team, I would do another wideout instead of Lloyd. McBride and Kincaid feels awesome. We're risking it there. It's a winner take all, We're doing this one with we usually just try jump in, but if you want to get in this BBM, last draft and we're done. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, one sip. Pull the 6 hole. Good spot to be drafting from. I need water. I'll be back. You. All right, we're back. I went 1-8-8-1 in my $2. Josh and Bowers. Why not, right? This is possible, Manly. Neighbors getting foot surgery. I don't know. I'm not gonna let it cloud my drafting judgment too much. Well, if you're a chess coach and you're not great at it, I can probably help you, sir. Gibbs. We never pass on Gibbs. We love Puka, but debating if I should do 1 Elim or 2 Sheps. My vote's 1 Elim, but make your own decisions, Let's look at the Shep. If you are maxing BBM and you have teams left to draft, you might as well draft 6 teams this weekend. You'll get $30 back. I mean, you can only win 10 grand in the Shepherd. Obviously, it's easier to win. Good luck, sir, but not too much luck. Yeah, there's some injuries lurking in the waters. Tajay Spears doesn't have a meniscus. I mean, 10 grand is nice off of $10, It's pretty awesome, actually. I'd take that every day of the week. It's just, I don't know. It's not, wow. That's nice. We get, this guy goes unique with Josh Jacobs, which I don't think is crazy at all to do. But we get Drake London to go with Gibbs, which feels awesome, right? That's one of the benefits. When someone gets unique, you get unique through falling ADPs. Yeah, we looked at that one a couple seconds ago. It's not, 20 grand to first. I mean, it's nice because it's a 2-entry max, right? So you're not competing with that many teams, but I don't think I'll do any. It's 3 out of 12, 2 out of 6, 1 out of 4. So it's pretty easy to actually make the finals, but yeah, I don't. We chase more glory than that. If I was just trying to add to my resume and be like, oh, I've won 4 best ball tournaments, I would do a lot more contests like this. But in general, we're trying to win the biggest fields for the most money. Me personally. Which obviously is hard to do. So there's going to be a lot of years where I don't win anything. Bucky picked 28. That feels nice. Yeah, this is like me. I had Lambs London the other day. That was my first share of that. This is my first share of Gibbs London. I mean, kind of have to do Adams for the week 17 with Mr. Lundo. Don't have to do it, but this guy pulled Kyron up to the 2-3 turn. I think it's good to do that. I think you should be pulling up Kyron, Cook, Brees, Hampton, anything you can to get a little unique. Three elite offenses. You guys know that I'm a top-down guy, right? So I'm way more likely to want to pick players from good teams who will score a lot of points than I am to want to take guys like Garrett Wilson, who the Jets could be a very bad team. JSN, they could be a very bad team. You guys, Zach. Drafters is also running a promo. Draft 5, get 1 free. I mean, yeah, we're just going to do this. In my vibe ranks, Jaden Daniels would be QB1. So don't care that he's not stacked. We could stack him later. But love this start. Might as well get a player I also really like. And just gives me, we're just plugging in so many points to our starting lineup each week, right? Gibbs is giving us a lot. London and Adams is holding on 2 wide receiver spots. Jaden's playoff schedule at Giants seems nice. Philly could be a shootout. Dallas could be a beatdown shootout. Feels nice. Detroit's at Rams, got some core. Pitt could be a running back matchup there. At Min, shootout. Atlanta, at Tampa, terrible defense. Arizona, not a great defense. Rams, really good pass rush, but, points will happen. And the Rams, Detroit, correlation. At Seattle, not a great team. At Atlanta, probably not a good defense still. They have a bad pass rush. Pretty unique. Not impossible, but good. Oh, you got 23rd? I should. Chase Brown just scores that effing touchdown. We get second. Yeah, I mean, he definitely could, right? But in general, you can't pick everyone. I'm not going to have much Garrett Wilson, if at all. If Fields throws a 50-point game to him again, like he did to DJ Moore, I'll simply lose. They've put a lot of pieces on the defense. It doesn't mean it's going to all gel. We do Hunter a lot. I want some more Zay. Chuba's defensible too. Ridley makes sense as well. Let's do Hunter. Why do you think the Giants defense will be fun to face? Well, in general, if your offense is terrible, it doesn't matter how good your defense is, because if you keep going 3 and out and punt and your defense is on the field the whole game, you will get exhausted and people will score on you. So, yeah, if the offense is pretty good for the Giants and the defense can stay fresh, okay. They have some pieces there, I agree. But most likely, there's going to be a lot of 3 and outs and punts there. These guys are both rookies who made my article. They could work. Thanks for not kicking my sandcastle. Honestly, Devin, I didn't even notice that you had Lamar. Simply wasn't something I was looking at. I could have done it. You took Cook, though, so I could have just rammed it in your face. But you also took Jacobs, giving me the London uniqueness. So there should be no change to his ADP if Hunter's defensive touchdowns count. If they're going to count tackles, okay, that's different. Oh, we're on the clock and we didn't even notice. Probably just Addison here for the correlation with Mr. Gibbs. We have a strong trio to hold us down while Addison needs to see the field. Could have done Debo there for sure. Hope to get Debo pick 78. Debo, big upside, risky as well. So, yeah, We don't get Debo. That's okay. Giants are a very strong bet for worst record. I mean, Neighbors is outrageously good, right? And some people do take him over Puka. But yeah, it's kind of like a pick your poison between Nico, Neighbors, Puka. Yeah, it's not even really a hot take. If drafts happened like week 12 of last season, they for sure would be top 5 picks. In a way I have absolutely no way of knowing, I'll say the Cardinals. They made my article. You could definitely mix these guys in. This is like where I want to rank Godwin, by the way. It's the one player I don't really have updated ranks here. Let's do Golden. Jaden, Gibbs, London, Adams, Hunter, Addison, Golden. If Keenan was going to be a Charger, I feel like he would have signed Jamie. Oh, you know what we should do, folks? Let's turn on the chat. I keep forgetting to do this. My loyal watchers, which is many of you, let me know when I don't have this button checked, because I think I highlight comments for quick and put them down, and I think it's helpful for people watching on replay. This would be a confusing fit. Boom, Nick. Gonna let you relish in this one. I mean, Niners people would be very bullish on Keenan. Yeah, he's getting some buzz. We have to understand that some of these accounts on Twitter are just firing off buzz takes on any rookie with a pulse so that they can delete all their tweets and retweet a month from now and be like, look, or at the end of the season, be like, look, I told you. Let's get our second running back, Jaylen Warren. Unsurprisingly, he's operated as the RB1 at the moment. You know, again, that's not an indictment on Caleb because it is the start of training camp for a rookie. Not really, Stellan. Right? Like that just seems like it's like if you're moving up pits off of like a little bit of that, you have no conviction. You're just swaying with the wind with whatever news is hitting Twitter at the time. Is it really news that Penix threw the ball to Pitts? I personally think the sample of his past career is a little bit more meaningful. What are your thoughts on Golden versus Reed? I prefer Reed, but I do think it's pretty coin flippy. So I draft them both a lot. Right? Like this is something that Twitter accounts will say so that if it happens and Jacoby's a hit, they can retweet at the end of the year and be like, I told you to draft blank. Now I'm telling you to draft blank. Honestly, I need to do some of those Twitter threads because those things get engagement. I mean, Pitts is fine to mix in. He's cheap, right? But honestly, Fields and Daniels feels so fun that I think I'm just going to do it. There's like plenty of other quarterbacks that make sense for us, but two rushing quarterbacks, you don't need stacks. You simply don't. When your quarterbacks can combine for 2,000 plus rushing yards, you don't need a single stack. And for some reason, I keep on doing Fields with Hurts, and he has overlapping buys. So let's get him not overlapping. I mean, it's just like he's gotten some buzz, but it's probably just not a valuable situation to be dumpster diving on. What do you win when you win? Ask yourself that. Let's say you're correct and it's not Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard ends up on the Steelers and Arian Smith is the wide receiver 2 of the Jets. What have you won? Have you won like 600 yards? 5 touchdowns? So, I don't know. Probably just not that, like Darius Slayton is there, folks. He's going to be around 600 yards. He's going to be around 5 touchdowns. He might have 800, right? So it's like that's why the Keenan bet was meaningful different than the Dobbins bet as well to me. Because, Darius Slayton is not going to be wildly outproduced by Keenan in all likelihood. High upside, high risk. Honestly, if I had noticed I was on the clock, I might have done Debo over Addison, but there's really no wrong answer there. Might do Evan Ingram again. Who just went? I think we're going to do Charbonnet. We need running back more than wideout. We're obviously done at quarterback. Charbonnet has outs to Ken Walker getting traded midseason. As you get older, the odds go up a lot. He is 31. We say that is a bad thing when we talk about Aaron Jones, when we talk about Alvin Kamara, but no one really says it is a bad thing when they talk about Derrick Henry. So yeah, Henry has a lot of risk. He made if you missed it, I did a YouTube video for like a recorded video, which most I do is live streams. Got 330 of you watching right now. But in that video, I highlighted Henry as like a risky pick. The point is that there's like a lot of guys who can go 606. And you are also most likely drafting a 0. I mean, we would have gladly taken Evan Ingram if we had gotten him there. I just don't get a lot of him because he goes in the 9th round. So a lot of picks make sense for us here. I think we're going to do Loveland. Simply a very upside bet. And, a lot of the tight ends just went, so seems prudent. I mean, I'm higher than him than I have him ranked, but I have him ranked 1 spot ahead of Pitts. Do you ever take into account what normies think about a player and doing the opposite of what they think? Or is that just me? Well, sometimes, Brady, I want to be like, For example, I like James Cook, and I think the fantasy nerd fart sniffers don't like James Cook. I do think Normie McNormie does like James Cook. And so I kind of like that, right? Because all of a sudden now I'm competing against the normie drafters who probably are not building as good of teams. You know what I mean? Justin Fields is at practice. Doesn't, look, folks, a toe injury is still not great. We don't really know anything. He made my article of low-owned guys to consider. Some would say that it was an outlier year, Michael. Wow, pretty far drop on Najee. I think this is where we take him, yeah. I mean, he's not a guy I like, but I do think it's a little overblown. So very happy to get Najee at 140, considering I had taken him 0 times in the hundreds. Like the guy who's like sniffing his own farts in a wine glass. You know what I mean? Oh. I mean, no offense, not bullish, but this means absolutely nothing, right? Like, I'm sure Loveland goes undrafted on DK sometimes. I mean, look, sometimes you go all in with 2-3 offsuit and you beat aces. Does it mean it was likely to happen? No, but people don't think in a probability mindset enough, right? Like, even though I didn't draft Saquon a lot and didn't like him last year, something I said several times is if he smashes, it's quite like CMC on the 49ers. So his upside is huge, right? Like, I can recognize the probability, right? Like, Kyle Williams is really not a guy I like too much because he seems very expensive for a 3rd-round pick and it seems a little wish-casted. However, if he hits, he could be a league winner. So, like, I recognize that he has, like, outsized hits if it happens. It just seems that we're just, like, vibing that. Now, he's getting some positive news now. Let me focus here. Yeah, I just like Cedric Tillman. Obviously, Michael Penix with the Drake London would feel good, but we just don't need to be doing that when we have Fields and Jaden. Would have felt good to get like Ferguson as a tight end on our team too. But again, I think it's getting a little outrageous as Najee goes like in this group of people. He really was, man. Well, and like, I'm not afraid to put the nuts on the table, if you would, right? Like CMC could be the best pick in fantasy. And I was happy to tell you he's risky, right? Doesn't mean he can't be the best pick in fantasy. He could. And people who aren't very smart would be like, Liam didn't like CMC. But they're results oriented, right? They're just doing that. Remember when Najee signed and people were taking him 60 to 70th overall? It was higher. And I was very loud that was terrible. I think we just take Jonnu. It isn't overlapping by, but I don't really care. We can go 3 tight ends. Team right now is Jaden, Fields, Gibbs, Warren, Charbonnet, Najee, London, Adams, Hunter, Addison, Golden, Tillman, Loveland, Smith. We need some running backs. We need some wideouts. Maybe we go a 3rd tight end. I don't really care if we eat a 0 week 5. Well, this is like really how normies think a lot, right? Like, oh, the Bills will suck, or Dallas will suck, right? Like they just choose teams that are going to suck. Or Kincaid sucks, right? He dropped that playoff pass. He sucks. I did. I did get a laugh at that. Is this some new news? 100 NFL players facing fines and maybe suspension for selling Super Bowl tickets? I mean, should they not be allowed to do that? You got to wonder why they are. Like they get paid a lot of money. I mean, Browns most likely will be bad, but there are outcomes where Dylan Gabriel or Shadur are very good, or even Kenny Pickett has like a Geno Smith, Sam Darnold turnaround. Like that's in the range, right? I think Thielen, who again goes pick 100 on DraftKings at pick 174, is simply a good pick. Helps with Addison, who will probably be suspended to start the year. Golden is a rookie. Hunter is a rookie. So, yeah, I think he's a great fit for this team. Gives us some week 17 correlation with Charbonnet. Oh, man. Do you think Mark Andrews would be higher if he didn't drop that touchdown against the Bills? Probably, Minty. But at the same time, he had insane, like, as someone who largely faded him last year, his stat lines were like 3 targets, 3 catches, a touchdown for like 7 weeks in a row. So that is a clear negative regression candidate, right? Some people get very offended when they're called a normie. I don't think anyone who's watching a fantasy football podcast is a normie. And plenty of people who don't watch them are also not normies, right? Like there are some sharp people who just play home leagues. If the Bills lead the league in scoring and Josh Allen doesn't steal 15 rushing touchdowns and instead scores like 5, probably many of their players are underpriced. So did Lamar, right? But, I mean, we need running backs. Very high upside pick, Will Shipley. I kind of want another running back just because, like, I mean, who's guaranteed to be scoring points on this team week 1? Gibbs and Warren? Najee, I think is, but I don't know. Charbonnet, I don't know. Maybe. Shipley, almost certainly not. I wouldn't say we need another wide receiver, but I kind of would like one. We don't need another tight end, but I would kind of like one. We do have this Pitt Browns game stacked up a little bit. I mean, you're just not viewing things clearly if you think this. The man would get like 3 targets, 4 targets a game and score a touchdown for like 7 games in a row. That's going to regress. Lamar throwing 41 touchdowns is going to regress. Let's do Elijah Arroyo. Let's get that third tight. I think we're going to skip out on an 8th wide receiver, which makes some sense. Or maybe we'll take an 8th wide receiver. It's hard to say. Arroyo adds to this Carolina Seattle game we have some mini correlations for. Again, especially when you have a rushing quarterback, you can make week 17 game stacks without the quarterbacks, right? So it's like the nuts could be Thielen catching a touchdown with Charbonnet and Arroyo bringbacks, and Justin Fields outscores Bryce Young by 5 points. Or Bryce Young outscores Justin Fields, but Justin Fields only gets outscored by 5 points, right? Like that's what happened when I won BBM2. Joe Burrow outscored Josh Allen by 10 or so points, but Josh Allen still was within 10. Mm. Yeah, I mean, this is insane, right? 11 touchdowns on 50 targets. Is that what it actually was? My God. 55 catches, 11 touchdowns. And again, 41 touchdowns for old Lamar there. I mean, Justice Hill makes sense. Let's take that rookie. Ja'Cory. Was it Krosky? Oh, we didn't get him in. Didn't get him in, folks. There's absolutely zero difference between getting Jonnu at 185 or 163. Literally zero. We were going to take our first share of Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, but we didn't get it in. And that's okay. Jaden, Fields, Gibbs, Warren, Charbonnet, Najee, Shipley, Justice. Justice fits well with this team, I think. Should give us some weeks along the way. London, Adams, Hunter, Addison, Golden, Tillman, Thielen. Could be thin at wide receiver, could be really strong. Really depends how good London Adams is, how good Hunter is, how good Golden is, how good these guys are. Loveland, Jonnu, Arroyo. Definitely didn't need a third tight end, but liked doing it on this team. Well, this could happen for Andrews too. He could improve because he did recover from tightrope, etc., and the car crash. However, he could recover and is still very likely to negatively regress. Yeah, but in general, like once you get past around 11, around 12, it does not matter. Right? Like, okay, you have Pat Bryant, I have Darius Slayton. Congratulations. Now we're coin flipping for who scores more points. What was that for us? 77 streamed 725. So would have felt a little bit more comfy with the Ja'Cory, who have not clicked at all yet, but I like the squad. Kind of a weird one. All right, folks. 2 hours. It's what I got in me today. I'm going to be playing a chess game later today, so should do a little bit of studying to prepare. Going to get some lunch in me. Appreciate you folks being here. Like, subscribe, join the Discord. Link is below. beatbestball.com. Articles, rankings, and have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday or possibly Sunday night, but most likely Monday. Peace out.